Apter, and we're speaking here to Jack Brisco. Jack, you won the title quite a while ago. For years, your biggest dream was winning the World Heavyweight title. You've got it now. Does it mean the exact same thing to you, or has it fulfilled the dreams that Jack Brisco had hoped it would?
Well, of course, when you're dreaming about achieving something, it's always, I suppose you always have a rosier picture than what the real reality is. And it is the same as I thought it would be, except it's a lot more work and a lot more tiresome.
A lot of grind, isn't it? Okay, now that hard grind sort of led to your downfall in Japan. What was the reason for the loss against Shoei Baba?
Well, normally when you travel halfway around the world like that, you usually have a day or two of rest at least. And I had made a former commitment in Richmond, Virginia to wrestle. A match would put me a day late in to Japan, so I flew all the way from Richmond, Virginia to Tokyo, and was in Tokyo 2 hours, and had to catch on a plane and fly for another 2 hours there in Japan, and just got there just a few hours before a match. So I had been traveling right close to 30 hours when I got into the ring to wrestle, and I was just completely exhausted, had no reaction at all. My mind was working, but my body wasn't.
Okay, now Jack, a lot of wrestlers have worked up a defense for the figure four leg lock, a hold you counted on for many of your victories. Since so many guys have worked up this defense for it, have you stopped using it, or are you working out some sort of a defense to their defense?
Well, of course, when I started traveling around the country before I'd won a championship, I was able to win a lot of matches with the figure four. But as you said, of course, everybody started realizing the hold I was using, and different people started figuring out defenses for it, and everybody started copying them. And pretty soon it got to the point where I couldn't. It was damn near impossible to get anybody into figure four. So all along, I relied on a lot of other holds also. So I just switched my attentions into perfecting my other maneuvers.
Okay, Jack, could you pinpoint what Dory Funk Jr.'s problem is now? Why he can't upset you? He's just lost to Harley Race. Do you think this is something psychological that's got him down, for example, in the case of you and Paul Jones years ago?
Definitely it is. I'm sure that he's not as active as he was before. After being there once and for so long as he did and have such a big layoff and then try to make a comeback, it's awfully hard, and you just don't have that burning desire that you had before.
All right, now, a lot of fans, and I've got to tell you, have written in letters calling Jack Brisco a chicken champion and stuff like that. They say in places, especially Amarillo, Texas, and I think I know what you're going to say, that you run from a guy like Terry Funk. You run out of the ring, you try and get away from him. Are you afraid of hometown decisions in a case like that?
Well, I'm not afraid of hometown decisions. I'm always cautious of the referees that they pick for the matches, but in the case in Amarillo with Funks you're talking about, I don't run from anybody, and I don't run from especially a referee. There's times when you get in situations where the best thing to do is just call timeout, and that's what I do. I don't run.
Okay. Now, Jack, what's the big hassle in Houston, Texas? There seems to be a situation there where Sam Muchnick has even said that he's hesitant to let you have title matches there. Something that Jose Lothario is saying that you're running from him, and so many wrestlers down in the Houston area. Can you pinpoint this? Are you afraid to wrestle in Houston? Is there a jinx there for you?
No, there's certainly not a jinx in Houston for me. I won the championship there, but seems to be everybody says that I'm running from them, but I'm the world's champion. I've traveled around the world defending my title. I have several deserving challengers that want a chance at it, so I just can't be wrestling the same man. I can't be running to Houston, Texas every time Jose.
So there's no jinx as far as you're concerned in Houston, Texas?
That's one of my favorite cities.
Okay, one last question. Still, since you've been champion, you've yet to soundly defeat Paul Jones, a guy who defeated you several times before. What's the problem?
Well, I haven't been able to get a win over Paul at all. When Paul and I first started having our rounds down here in Florida, we were very evenly contested, and through several matches of wrestling each other and learning each other's moves, it's become much harder on both of us, on his part and my part, to gain enough control over an individual to go ahead and gain the three count on him. So I've had a few matches with Paul since I won the title, and there hasn't been any clear-cut decision on either part yet. And it's due to just in these day and times with the videotape and so forth, you have so much film on another wrestler that you almost know move for move what he's going to do. And of course, if you're an intelligent wrestler, you're going to figure out what to do.
Okay, Bill Apter with Jack Brisco.